This is one of a series of Silverpoint drawings based on photo booth images of my mum. The original reference points are those photo booth images that were perhaps used for say bus passes, or for some reason they've survived, and they were probably the least bad of the set of four of the photo booth images. Each of these drawings has an image, a portrait drawing, and also a block of text, a handwritten text beneath the image, and these are lines of handwritten um, text to do with remembered speech, so the perhaps repeated family memories and so on, and each retelling is slightly altered, perhaps in the retelling. And hopefully they do both, they do two things. They both flatten space, pictorial space, but also they maybe create another kind of pictorial depth as well, through the sort of the layering. And handwriting itself is a kind of drawing, and these are definitely drawings. They're not pretending not to be drawings, even though the images are based on photographs. They're repeatedly redrawn over long periods of time, and often sort of reworked a long time after they've been left alone for a while. And it's always in an attempt to get at something that feels true. So they're not straightforward copies of photographs. They're partly drawn from memory as well. And of course, the original photographs are tiny with very little detail. So a lot of it is looking again and trying to see something that I might not have seen before, trying to be surprised by the process of drawing itself. And they're Silverpoint drawings, and when they're freshly drawn, the lines are a kind of mid-grey, and over time, especially during the first few weeks, that grey line turns a sort of a brown grey line, and over time it gets perhaps more brown, and sometimes they become quite sort of kind of a yellowish brown grey as well. It's an unpredictable process. This is a test piece, and on the right you can see Silverpoint lines that were drawn about 4 months ago, and on the left, I should say, is the uh, earlier set of lines, and hopefully through the camera you can see that they're sort of a more brown colour than the lines on the right, which were done about an hour ago. So that gives you perhaps an idea of how the Silverpoint lines sort of change colour over time, and eventually they that change, the rate of change slows down. And these drawings here, I've not worked on them for a few years, so this might give you an idea of how they look once they've sort of settled down. But with all my drawings, I might rework these again at some point, so they're never really finished.